first aid is from an American volunteer whose small team is overwhelmed.
Well, we have old injuries. People have been shot for 2 months with external fixation. A lady, leg blown off, and it was like an anatomy class. And she'd been taking care of it. Her daughter had been taking care of it for 1 month, and she wasn't dead. We have food coming, none right now, but I have milk that your kids can have. Would that work?
This woman came to ISIS from Finland. She has 4 children with her.
Living without food, there are lots of bombing. You can see people dying in front of you, and children dying and injuring, like whole village burning. Yeah, like horrible.
Amongst the desperation, there's defiance.
بإذن الله ما تنتهي لأن الله إن شاء الله ينصرهم ويثبتهم لأن هم على الحق ما سووا شيء خطأ لأنه كل لباس شرعي وإسلام ويتعاملون ويا البشر بأخلاق ويعني بكل شيء يتعاملون وياه أحسن هذا اللبس هذا الجيد هذا اللبس جيد هذا اللبس مو جيد يلا طلعوه طلع الهاية طلعها يلا عليش ما نطلعها.
This Iraqi woman is talking about our producer, Suzanne. She's offended by her jeans and baggy jumper.
طب هلا هي بنظرك كافرة؟
مو كافر أنا ما كفر ما يصير أكفرها أنا الله أعلم لا يعلم الغيب إلا الله بس بنظري إنه هذا اللبس مو صحيح هذا اللبس طريق للنار إن شاء الله هذا طريق للجنة.
Along with the IS families, over 1,000 men surrender. In 5 years of fighting ISIS, no one's seen anything like this. It's rare to capture more than a handful of IS prisoners. Kurdish fighters hand them over to US Special Forces. But despite the mass surrender, hundreds of fighters remain in the enclave of Baghouz, determined to fight to the last. To get to the battlefront, we must drive further south.
These villages were taken from IS over the last few weeks, and you can tell how hotly fought the battles were because there are bomb craters everywhere. The road snakes through them, shell holes all over the place, and every building is destroyed.
Frontline fighters like this young Syrian man shelter inside the ruins, bracing for IS counterattacks.
كله يعني فيها ضرب طيران ويعني الشباب حيل عم يساعدونا بس يعني انه دواعي الجو مو مثل قبل اولي بس يعني في انه انتحاريه في انتحاريه.
The ISIS holdouts are living in a village of tents and cars pushed against the Euphrates River. It's being targeted nightly by US-backed coalition airstrikes. By day, the Kurdish-led coalition presses in, and while we're here, they escort us in for a look.
This is the remnants of the IS camp where thousands of families and fighters would have been holding out for weeks, if not months. You've got a dugout position right here, which would have been underneath a tent strung over the top, offering some shelter from the bombs and mortars. This is as close as you can get to the IS families who are still living in the camp. They're just over there. We're told that we're within sniper range here, so we've got to be very careful about where we stand and make sure that there are buildings between us and them.
You should stay here.
So we're well within range of snipers.
Yeah, we are in range of snipers. So they are shooting to us if they see any movement here.
Mustafa, where are we and where is ISIS?
I'm Nukula Naha, Daesh Nukula.
I'm not Baghouz dana.
We are in Baghouz.
I've جيكو أوديدام أو قام بمخيمة كود داعش تيدا إنسان السيفيل. قرتبون وقت مرتضى كاردادين. مينا كوا أفكورت يبردين أفجي سيفيل أبو. أفجا قام بنهانه كي باشك جي حوالي ما رزقار كرنا وبيش داشولا. أف خالي البيش ما بينجا مدرويدا. أف نقطة هريدا ويا الباشوي مباشر داعشه.
This coalition fighter has been in this frontline position for 8 days.
اندحروا جوا في الخنادق ما قام يشوفونا حالهم.
يعني مثلا هل قتلتم كثير منهم هاي الأيام الماضية؟
نعم قتلنا منهم.
كم؟
يعني ما يبلغ شيء 25.
While airstrikes called in by US Special Forces have been instrumental in pushing ISIS back, most of the fighting has been done by Syria's Kurds. About 10,000 have died, including thousands of women. We're now witnessing the final moments of the battle against IS. But victory here doesn't mean the end of this extremist group. It's merely retreating back into the shadows.